Hey, here we are, guys. Another Saturday. It's August the 14th. Beautiful weather, low 70s, low humidity, perfect for working out in the yard. And here we are 2 weeks into my dry well project and still not a drip of rain. I really want to show you the dry well function in heavy rain events before I completely cover it up. I'm going to give it another week or so. We're supposed to have quite a bit of rain next week, so we'll see how it goes. But for this weekend, since I'm not going to cover up the dry well, I guess I'll have to do the dreaded backhoe slash tiller swap, which taking the backhoe off isn't a big deal. It's putting the stupid thing back on, as you saw in my last video how frustrated I was. Believe me, I didn't show you the bulk of the frustration. But let me take you out to what the actual project's going to be for this week. Okay, so here's the project for this week. If you can see in the background, my entrance to my mini barn just looks awful. And, you know, there's really not a whole lot I can do with that as far as trying to grow grass. I mean, pulling the mower in and out and rain coming off of it and animals going underneath it, there's not a lot I've been able to do to make it look nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a gravel pad right here in front of the mini barn. Now eventually what I may do is I may cut in all the way around the mini barn and put gravel in, a kind of a gravel border instead of a landscape mulch border. I'm going to do a gravel border. I'm not going to do that part today, but what I am going to do, since I'm going to have the tiller on the tractor, I'm going to go ahead and just till probably just one width, kind of like I did up in front of my shop, and then I'm going to build a gravel pad, and then I'll build it up, kind of ramp it up to where I can easily get in and out of the mini barn. So that's what's going to happen today. A layered gravel and stone pad. Let's go get that dreaded backhoe off the tractor and put the tiller on and get after it. You know, guys, I hate taking this backhoe off and putting it back on. The taking it off part isn't as bad as putting it back on. I just, at the last second, as I started to pull it in position to take off the backhoe, I'm not going to do it. I'm gonna go dig out in front of my mini barn with the backhoe and not put the tiller on just yet. I want to try to get this project done with the backhoe and not put the tiller on until later. Let's try to avoid a little bit of cussing and frustration, and let's just leave the backhoe on for this project. I think about a 4 foot pad will be enough. Okay, now you see I've got quite a few pieces of plywood in the loader of the 1025R. I'm going to use a method that I saw on the French Drain Man, which is a similar method to what I do when I'm hand digging a lamppost. When I'm doing my lampposts, if you watch my lamppost video, I lay out tarps because it's a lot smaller scale and a lot less dirt. But on the French Drain Man, if you watch his videos, they take plywood out and they dump their excavated dirt onto the plywood, which makes it a lot easier to scoop and it doesn't damage the yard. So that's what I'm going to do here. Now the reason these pieces are cut like that is I actually use these for plywood backing boards for circuit breaker panels on block and concrete walls. But since I have them, I'm going to go ahead and use them instead of going to Lowe's or Home Depot or somewhere and buying new plywood. But in the future I may buy just the cheapest plywood I can buy, particle board or whatever, for this type of application if I start doing more of these. Yeah, I think I'm plenty deep for the most part. Probably deeper than I need to be. Now we'll just do a little bit of hand shovel work and tighten it up. Well, there you go, guys. I went a little bit too deep on this end, so I've raked it, some of the loose dirt down to this end. I'm going to use my hand tamper and tamp it down a little bit. There we go. It's dug out. For the most part, it's at least 7 inches. Some parts are a little bit deeper, some are not. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to make up the difference in stone. And the next step is to apply my geotextile fabric. Let's put her down. Okay guys, here's my big stone pile. You've heard me reference it a couple of times in several of my videos. this big stone, this is what they call number 2. Some of them are fist size. I call it fist size. A lot of them are smaller than that, but it's pretty big stone. But this is number 2 stone. This whole dirt pile was what was embedded in the yard up at the road when I did my driveway video. You'll have to go back and watch it. It's where they'd already did the excavation on my driveway, and they wanted to bring in the stone, but it was too wet and they got stuck out at the road, so they had to dump several truckloads of this large number 2 stone up at the road. And then they used the skid steer and skid steered most of it in, but a lot of it got packed down into the ground. And I had countless hours, days and days, an hour on top of hour of trying to dig that out. First I used the loader, and and that was bringing up too much dirt, and then I tilled it several times and used the loader and tried to rake it, and that's why I've got so much dirt here, is because I didn't have the right equipment. I didn't know until later that I could have rented a piece of equipment that goes on a Bobcat that would have separated all that out. Yeah, I could have spent about $400 and been done in a couple hours, but no, I spent countless hours and back-breaking labor digging this crap out. And then at the end, I finally did it with the little three-prong garden, whatever that is, tilling fork, and separated it out, which is what I'm doing now, and picked it up a rock at a time and put it in a bucket. But so this is my what's going to be my first layer on my gravel pad going in front of the mini barn. Let's load it up. Probably should have moved my dirt first. Would have had a better angle of attack. Yeah, I am going to need a little bit more, but I need to move this dirt first. That way I can, especially when I bring in the extra load, or the 53s and the number 8 stone, I can come at it at a better angle for better spread. So yeah, I need to get rid of this dirt. Well guys, the plywood method works pretty good, but if I do it again, I'll have full sheets. The cut pieces just didn't work out great, but you can see a little bit of raking, and you won't even be able to tell I piled up that big pile of dirt there. Alright guys, let's get a look at this. cleaned up pretty good. If I would have had full sheets, it would have been a lot better. Yeah, the plywood method is really nice because it makes it real easy to scoop the dirt off of it. I just had 2 small pieces and the loader got, hung up in between them, and I couldn't skid right across them. If I had full sheets, it would have been great. Yeah, I've got it dug out. I've got my first minor layer of number 2 stone. I don't have a lot of number 2 ready, so I'm gonna have to go out to the dirt pile that I showed you earlier and rake out some, because I need a little bit more just to make sure the whole bottom is covered with number 2 stone. So let's go get it. Alright, I'm going to go back to the pile, pick up some dirty 53s, just a little bit, and load it up. Well, you can see I've got a layer of dirty 53s down there, along with some number 2 underneath that, and I have a bucket full of clean 53s. I put about 2 loaders full of number 2, and then 1 loader full of the dirty 53s was maybe more than enough, and now I've got a loader full of clean. Okay guys, catch you on the next video. Well, I thought the video was over, but I decided to grab some packable 53s and try to just build a small little ramp right on where it goes into the mini barn. I don't have any problem getting in there, but I figured I'd take some packables and put it right in front of the door, and then use the hand tamper and try to build a little bit of a ramp. Alright, that's going to do it now, guys. I am done. I'm spent. Time to go inside. Hey, here we are again, guys. Saturday, July the 14th. What the fuck? It's August.
That was big.